it's time for another episode of Instant Noodle Recipe Time. This is the show where I show you what to do with your instant noodles. And today we've got one that's been number one on the top 10 list. I think by now, I don't know. I haven't done the top 10 list yet, but this one's been number one for a while, and I don't think there's really much threat of it going off. But by the time you see this, the top 10 list will already be out. So you'll be able to figure that out when you see the 2022 global top 10 list, yada yada. So this is from Prima Taste. This is their Laksa Wholegrain LaMian, their Singapore Laksa Wholegrain LaMian. So this is like a juggernaut, super good stuff. It's mind-blowing, wonderful. I remember when I first tried their non-whole grain, God, that was years ago. And I remember telling somebody from a different company, I'm like, wow, this stuff's a game changer. This is going to be impressive. And I'm still very much impressed with it. So, there we are. So let's see, we add the big sachets to 500 mils of water, bring it to a boil, and then boil the noodles for 7 minutes. So this is kind of a long haul, but it's a good one. But I'm doing this well before I really get started doing the top 10, because I mean every year I really like to do a new review of it, just to make sure I still feel the same way about it, and thus far it really hasn't changed at all. So I need my scissors. There we go. So let's see what's new with me. Had a birthday. That was pretty cool. I don't know. When I have birthdays, I usually have time beforehand that I like kind of get cranky about my birthday, but I guess I just didn't have time this year, so I got cranky on my birthday. But then I got uncranky on my birthday too, so that was cool. I don't know. But yeah. So now I'm older. And what else? We have our guinea pigs. They're acting kind of weird lately. A lot of chattering. Just don't know why, but I think they're getting cranky. We'll see what happens. So I'm just like putting both of these. These sachets are really big. There's a lot of flavor in there. And you bring it to a boil. And there's a big sachet of Laksa soup-based paste, and then there's a large sachet of what do you call it? Coconut powder. It's super groovy stuff. Let me get the timer ready. Oh, one thing I got for my birthday was burly timer, which you can see like a mile away. I value that. Here is our whole grain Laksa, and that's going to go in, and I better turn the heat down or this thing's just going to explode. Come on, get in there. Submerged. And so that's going for 7 minutes. Yeah, this is rad. I think my wife heard me complain about the old timer that I picked out for a bazillion episodes. But the brand of this is, check that out. I wonder if you can see it. Right there. Broth Pilot. What's that all about? I don't know. There's some really strange brands that can be found on Amazon. I used to have a waste bag that, what was the name of that? Oxpecker, which actually is the name of a bird, but kind of funny. Like, here's your ox pecker. Oh, yes, I only buy ox pecker products. It just sounds funny. But, yeah. And what else? Yeah, guinea pigs. Weather. Ukraine is going on right now. And Ukraine. And oh, I got something fancy coming. And it's going to be a lot of experimentation, which you'll see on the show soon. So for my birthday, I got a bunch of Amazon gift cards, and I wanted to get this shortwave radio. It's this little thing. It was touchscreen. It was rad. But I came to the realization, it's like, this thing is really cool, but what's not cool is that where I live, it's an apartment complex. And what's the problem with that? Generally, there is no problem with that unless you want to receive radio frequency. And there's just too much interference around here. It's like when the power goes out, I bring out my shortwave, my big shortwave, and then I can listen to stuff. But as soon as the power comes back on, it's just so not much I can do about that. So that went back. And then I was thinking of replacing the phone that I used for this show to play the music on the Bluetooth. And I was like, oh, I'm sure my wife will eventually get a new phone and I can use that. So I was like, nah. And then I thought, I know. So this phone right here that you're watching me on, I'm using my old S20 Ultra for the camera for this. And for doing my time lapses, the stuff you'll see at the beginning and at the end of this episode I did the other day. I went out walking, I brought this exact setup out, and bring the power bank and get it all going, and find a bench and sit and just do a long recording, like 20 minutes. And I did that in like 5 or 6 spots. That was cool. But I got a 256 gig SD card, so I can do like, I can probably get away with doing, if I like get up early enough while it's still dark, finding something to look at and setting it for a full day. It should be happy with that on, not in 4K obviously, but yeah. So then I was just like, well, what am I gonna? I've got a pasta machine. So I'm gonna make noodles, and you'll get to see how that goes. Hopefully it goes well. That would be impressive. Yeah, I can read that. It says we got. I do still have the ring light right there, so it's kind of hard to see with that bright light in my face. But it says we got 3 minutes left, so that's cool. 3 minutes to glory. But yeah, been doing a bunch of walking. I was attempting to walk. So I live in Kenmore. The next town over is Bothell, and the next town over is Woodinville. And I was attempting to walk to Woodinville, but so far I've found a lot of problem areas being able to get there. Like, all of a sudden the sidewalk turns into the shoulder of a street, or almost a highway, that like people are just like flying down. It's just not worth it. So eventually I'll figure out a way to do that, to traverse that deal. Nobody's got tofu puff. The only place I know where to get tofu puff, this is just fried tofu. This will work. Nobody's got tofu puff. Might have to try to make it again. We've tried to make it before, and it just didn't work out so well. But yeah, I don't know. The only place I know of that might have it is all the way in Bellevue. I ain't walking there. But yeah, tofu puff. A lot of weird things I'm noticing just are coming up. Negatory, nothing around. Hopefully soon. But yeah. Cheers. But yeah, trying to get new pictures, new stuff ready for the Top 10 2022. That's a lot of work. Not only that, I'm going to be trying to get a bunch of other lists going at the same time. I might do Top 10 Singapore, might do Top 10 Indonesia, might do Top 10 China, might do, dare I say, Top 10 Japan, but that's pretty unlikely. And I know a lot of you have wanted a Top 10 Japan again, but so many of the varieties that I get are only around for like 6 months. And then and everybody's going to be like, hey, where do I get this stuff? It's like, you can't. They stopped producing it. So that's kind of a bummer. It'd be nice if they continuously produced that stuff forever, but they just don't. So we'll see how that goes. Oh, I've got something I'll show you in the next episode too. Something fancy and heavy. I was gonna say that should be just about that. All right, so crucial moment. Yes. It's like I'm doing 3 reviews today, and I did this one first because it's gonna be hard for me not to resist eating this whole thing, but. Look at that noodle. Stylish, rustic, artisan. The noodle's one thing. But then there's this. Look at that. God, I wish I could get a better. Yeah. All up in your face like that. How about that? Yeah, it's like little rubies dancing on the top of this broth. A little bit of heat, a lot of nice coconut flavor. Yeah. Oh my God, yeah. There is no doubt. I'll just say that. I would be ridiculous to say this isn't my absolute all-time favorite. I love this stuff. It's amazing. Truly amazing. Well, let's garnish it. So, what do you put on this? Well, we do the egg shuffle. Ooh. That is one soft freaking egg right there. Oh my goodness. Ah! One. And come back here. Oh! Yeah. I don't think there was any way in making sure. Oh, it's doing better. Just got a little broth in with it. What else do we like to put in here? I like to put tofu puff. Although it's not very puffy. This is just fried tofu. I'm gonna give it a snip. And a fresh out of the garden. Come on, you. Wow, this stuff is... Boop. Very fresh. A little bit of that. I was gonna get Laksa leaf, but I didn't see any good Laksa leaf. This is Fresno chili pepper. And then we have, of course, one of my favorite all-time garnishes, mung bean sprout. And then we will wrap it up with usually I use 3, but I'm gonna go with 2 fish ball today. And a little pepper flake. And some seeds. And you know, you can never have enough greenery, so I'm going to add a little bit of spring onion. What? Oh. And there. Okay, don't fall over thing. Look at that. All right. Whoops. Alright, cool. Well, thank you for watching me prepare this absolutely wonderful, amazing noodle. The next one I'm going to do will be this Red Chef Spicy Sakura Prawn. There's 2 varieties of this. There's this one and then the one that comes with a non-fried noodle and rice vermicelli. I don't have one of those this year, so I'm going to make this one. And honestly, they're pretty interchangeable. They're absolutely wonderful products. And yeah, so this has been Hans the Ramen Raider, wishing you enjoyment of your noodles each and every day. Have a good one. Bye-bye.